Arsenal has finally pulled the trigger. €73,500,000. A striker with 54 goals in 52 games. And a club willing to bet its entire attack on one man, Viktor Gyokeres. The Emirates has seen stars come and go, Aubameyang, Sanchez, even Van Persie, but this is different. This isn't just another marquee signing. This is a statement. This is Arsenal saying, we're done missing out, because after 2 years of watching title dreams crumble without a true No. 9, Mikel Arteta has finally found his man. And Gyökeres? He didn't choose Arsenal for the money or the fame. He walked away from Chelsea, from Serie giants, from bigger wages, all for one thing, the footballing project in North London, a decision that could change the trajectory of both his career and Arsenal's future. Viktor Gyökeres had options, real options. Chelsea came knocking. So did top Serie A clubs, lucrative deals, bigger paychecks, guarantees of Champions League football. But Gyökeres didn't flinch. Instead, he looked toward North London, toward a project that wasn't built on promises, but on progress. A club on the cusp, a young squad, a visionary manager, and a system that could elevate his game to the next level. He chose Arsenal, not because it was the easiest path, but because it was the most ambitious. I didn't want to be just another name on a transfer list, he once said. I wanted to go somewhere where I'd matter, where I'd grow, where I'd win. Arsenal gave me that feeling. And perhaps the most telling sign, his agent refused to take a commission fee, a rare move in modern football. It wasn't about profit, it was about belief. Belief in Arteta. Belief in Arsenal's rise. And the belief that Viktor Gyökeres wasn't just a fit for the club, he was meant for it. Arsenal knew what they wanted, Sporting knew what they had, and so began one of the most tense and strategic negotiations of the summer transfer window. After multiple rounds of talks, Arsenal reached an agreement worth €73,500,000, including €63,500,000 up front and €10 million in add-ons. That makes Gyökeres the club's third most expensive player ever, behind only Declan Rice and Nicolas Pepe. But the battle wasn't about the base fee, it was about the bonus clauses and how easily they could be triggered. Sporting insisted on conditions so achievable that the final fee could skyrocket to €80 million, just through basic milestones like minutes played or goals scored. Arsenal pushed back, determined to maintain financial clarity without distorting their wage structure or future flexibility. It took time. Lawyers on both sides revised documents multiple times. But eventually, a structured deal was agreed. Aggressive, yes, but still aligned with Arsenal's long-term plans. Gyökeres committed to a contract until 2030, with a significant salary increase from his time in Lisbon. And crucially, the deal was completed without disrupting the club's financial balance. A sign that Arsenal's new era is not just bold, but also calculated. It wasn't just about getting the player, one insider noted, it was about doing it the Arsenal way, smart, measured, and sustainable. As Arsenal secured their man, Sporting didn't sit idle. The Portuguese side moved swiftly to line up a replacement. Luis Javier Suarez from Almeria. For around €20 million, a striker with 31 goals in the Segunda Division, Suarez was seen as the direct successor to Gyökeres. It was a clean break, but a costly one. Sporting had signed Gyökeres just 1 year earlier for €20 million. Huge fee by their standards, but what did they get in return? A season for the ages. 54 goals in 52 games, a domestic double, and now a €73,500,000 payday. It's rare that both sides win a deal this big. This might be one of those times, but to understand why Arsenal were willing to go this far, we have to rewind. Viktor Gyökeres didn't come from nowhere. He came from IF Brommapojkarna, Sweden's most renowned youth academy. From a young age, his game stood out. Powerful frame, intelligent movement, and an eye for goal. In 2018, Brighton took notice and brought him to England. But the Premier League wasn't ready for him, or maybe he wasn't ready for it. He struggled to break through. Sent on loan to St. Paul in Germany. Then Swansea. Then back to the shadows. But then came Coventry City. He was bullying defenders, carrying the attack, creating chaos. Sporting saw something special and paid big to get him. And in Lisbon, everything clicked. When Viktor Gyökeres arrived at Sporting in the summer of 2023, eyebrows were raised. €20 million? That's for a striker from England's second tier? Even for a physical pressing machine like Gyökeres, it was a bold gamble. But Sporting had done their homework and the Swedish striker blew every expectation out of the water. What followed was a season that bordered on the surreal. 54 goals in 52 matches across all competitions. 39 goals in 33 league games. Domestic double, Liga Portugal plus Portuguese Cup. And it wasn't just the sheer volume, it was the efficiency that had scouts across Europe scrambling. According to Wiscout and Opta, the 28.4% shot conversion rate, identical to Erling Haaland's during his record-breaking Premier League campaign, 1.04 goals per 90 minutes, ranking among the best in Europe, 1.42 goal contributions per game including assists, 2.15 chances created per match, proving he wasn't just a finisher, but a facilitator. That balance between power and playmaking made Gyökeres a nightmare to defend. He didn't just run into channels, he tore them open. He didn't wait for the ball, he created his chaos. And while some strikers live off service, Gyökeres made sure he could serve himself. He's like a freight train with a GPS, one Sporting coach said, always direct, always with a purpose. His performance drew comparisons to Haaland, not just in stats but in presence. Relentless, ruthless, and never fading for 90 minutes. But more than that, it told Arsenal something important. This wasn't just a championship success story, this was a striker who had conquered a top European league and was ready for the biggest stage. For all their progress under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal have had one glaring hole, a true, reliable no-9 in recent seasons. They've tried everything. Gabriel Jesus, injury-prone and more comfortable drifting wide. Kai Havertz, hard-working, intelligent but never a natural finisher. Martin Odegaard, or even Marino pushed up at times. Creative minds forced to impersonate strikers. And the result? Arsenal fell short in both title races, first to Manchester City, then to Liverpool. Because when the big games came, they lacked a killer in the box. A forward who lives for tight spaces, thrives under pressure, and punishes half chances. They knew the problem, but fixing it wasn't simple. They explored Benjamin Sesko, but the Slovenian chose to stay at Leipzig. Victor Osimhen? Too expensive. Evan Ferguson? Untouchable at Brighton. That's when Viktor Gyokeres became not just an option, but the perfect storm of value, availability, and fit. Tactically, Gyökeres fits like a glove. Arteta's preferred 4-3-3 or its 4-2-3-1 variation demands a striker who can finish clinically, drop deep and combine, press with intensity, hold up play and link wingers like Saka and Martinelli, make diagonal runs to disrupt defensive lines. That's exactly Gyökeres. His off-the-ball movement is elite, timing his runs to stretch defences or drag centre-backs out of position. In attacking transitions, he peels wide to create space or darts centrally like a sledgehammer through a crack. He's not just powerful, he's intelligent, calculated, relentless. In build-up play, he can drop in to form an overload with Odegaard or Havertz, then spin behind. He can switch roles with Trossard or even drift left, allowing Saka to cut inside with space. This isn't a one-dimensional target man, one analyst noted. This is a modern no-9 with old-school hunger. And perhaps most importantly, he presses hard, high, smart. In a system built on territorial control and high pressing, Gyökeres is the kind of forward who starts the fire from the front. He's not just filling a gap, he's redefining how Arsenal's front line can operate. Viktor Gyökeres is no stranger to proving people wrong. But even he knows the Premier League is a different beast. The physicality, he's built for it. The intensity, he welcomes it. But there are still unknowns. In Portugal last season, not a single goal came from a header, despite his 6'2" and 87 frame. At Arsenal, where aerial chances matter, that's the skill he must sharpen. Then, there's a tactical environment. Sporting gave him space. Arsenal, in contrast, often dominate possession, compressing the pitch and reducing open channels. Can he thrive when defenders sit deep and time is scarce? Arteta believes so. He's not just a signing. He's a strategic addition, the manager said. He fits our vision for the future, and he's hungry. And the fans? They're already dreaming. Many call Gyökeres the most exciting striker to wear red and white since Robin van Persie. Not just for his goals, but for what he represents. A return to dominant, complete football. A missing puzzle piece has finally been found. One of the bigger questions. So now, the wait is over. The deal is done. The boots are laced, and North London is ready. But here's the question. Can Viktor Gyökeres become the striker Arsenal have been waiting a decade for? Or will the pressure of the Premier League rewrite a different story? Tell us what you think in the comments. Is he the real deal, or just another big name in a long line of nearly men? Don't forget to like, subscribe and follow the channel for more deep dive breakdowns just like this. Because of the story of Viktor Gyökeres at Arsenal, it's only just begun.